Tonight on Justice News, a special report on the recent Supreme Court ruling Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. We go to our legal correspondent Matt Kelly for further analysis. Matt?
Thanks, Matt. In what the New York Times calls a decision that will reshape the way elections are conducted, a 5-4 majority ruled that caps on corporate contributions to political campaigns were a ban on free speech and a violation of the First Amendment. The case was originally an injunction by the non-profit group Citizens United, seeking to safeguard their political movie Hillary from the law of the Federal Election Commission. Citizens United argued that the federal law enacted in the Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act was a violation of the First Amendment.
The essential task of the FEC and the BCRA is to prevent wealthy individuals and corporations from buying influence in elections and politics.
So what does the BCRA do, exactly?
In terms of this case, it blocks or blocked big conglomerates like corporations or labor unions from funding electioneering communications, which are broadcasts of any kind that support or criticize a candidate, that are distributed within 30 days of a primary election or 60 days of a general election.
Which means
corporations could not spend money to endorse candidates near elections.
Citizens United argued that their case, as applied, should not be held to these restrictions. The court agreed and went further to strike down the related parts of the Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act. Did the court strike down any other parts of the law?
Yes, the ruling struck down the BCRA's ban on unrestricted donations to political parties, arguing this ban was also a violation of the First Amendment.
This decision overruled several precedents. It overruled McConnell versus FEC, which was the test case of the BCRA that said it was constitutional, and it overruled Austin versus Michigan Chamber of Commerce, which was a case in 1989. The court said then it was okay to regulate corporation contributions in the interest of maintaining the integrity of the political process. The ruling in Citizens United totally reversed that.
The 5-4 decision was a vindication, the majority said, of the First Amendment's most basic free speech principle, that government has no business regulating political speech. The dissenters said that allowing corporate money to flood the political marketplace would corrupt democracy. For reactionary analysis, I am joined by Matt Kelly, statistical analyst for the FEC, and by Darth Vader, Sith Lord, and...
You may dispense with the pleasantries.
Yes, right. Well, as both of you know, there have been several reactions to this ruling. President Obama has been quoted saying this was a major victory for big oil, Wall Street banks, health insurance companies, and other powerful interests that marshal their power every day in Washington to drown out the voices of everyday Americans. Mr. Kelly, a reaction to this?
President Obama is right on the mark. The vast majority of elections are decided by who gathers and spends the most money. Obama spent more than McCain, Bush spent more than Kerry, Bush spent more than Gore. The same is true with Congress and most other elections. This ruling makes it legal for corporations to contribute as much money as they want to campaigns, and legal for them to advertise as much as they want for candidates.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
You mean the power to buy elections?
That is correct.
Surely, Lord Vader, leaving power to the wealthy elite instead of the vast majority would be a corruption of our democracy, would it not?
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly?
I certainly do. This decision will lead to corporate dominance of Washington.
There'll be no one to stop us this time.
The FEC will certainly do its best to keep this from happening, with the power it has left.
Don't make me destroy you.
Destroy me? What are you...
You have failed me for the last time.